Today we're driving the evil twin of the VW iD4 or the iD5. This is here the Cupra Tavascan. Sits on the same platform, but it is quite different already from the looks here. You can see, and even more details with Thomas and Autogefuehl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. In the front is somewhat like a supercar look already here for an electric vehicle. The Cupra lettering here and the logo in this tribal style. And yeah, in the lower part, it doesn't look EV-alike. As I said, more like a SUV performance car or something like that. Then you have these daytime running light signatures. It always reminds me a little bit of Zelda, you know, and Ganon and so on. And yeah, who has thought of the Triforce here as well? If you played that game, tell me in the comments. Then we go towards the side profile. Of course, you can also get a matrix LED for that here, by the way. And here the length is 4.64 m or 183 inches. So rather than in the compact dimensions. And you can see why it's rather than iD5, because it has this coupe styling look. Here these simple rubber frames around the windows, I have to say, at that price point, maybe not enough. Yeah, that's one thing I see from the exterior. Wheels, always large, 19 to maximum 21 inch, and then also forged wheels are actually even available. So large wheels, these are largest ones available. We'll see about that, how it turns out. You can also get it with DCC as the adaptive suspension. We also have it equipped with this very vehicle right here. And if we follow it, well, it's always been a design object for sure. And even more so in the rear, begins already right here. And then the light strip goes all the way through, including this illuminated Cupra logo here in the central part that looks once again, look at that. Such a huge Cupra lettering right here. And VZ, this is then the performance version, the all-wheel drive version, because you get a rear-wheel drive version, 6.8 seconds in the acceleration figure, or this one here, the VZ, the all-wheel drive version, one electric motor per axle, and then you are at 5.5 seconds in the acceleration figure. Yeah, and we'll take a look at that very, very soon. And is there a Frunk or not? Let's take a look here. Sadly, no, there is none. So you can refill the wiper fluid here, and that's basically it. But this is interesting here, right? Like, look at that. Like, who thought about this? Yeah, really interesting. That is basically all of this design. Why not? Battery size, by the way, it's 77 kilowatt hours net, and recharging 135 kilowatt peak, and that will give you like 10 to 80% state of charge in about 28 minutes. The real world range, we'll test this vehicle here thoroughly, motorway, dynamic driving and so on, and at the end of the day give you then our final realistic world consumption, and then also calculate the range then for you at the very end of this review. Yeah, I wanted to show you this cool effect here when it's a little bit darker here in the shadow. Yeah, if you have collected enough Triforce pieces in Zelda, then they also appear yellow in the Cupra Tavascan. Here the turning indicators or hazard lights. I think it looks really cool in the front already, doesn't it? If you have these matrix LED here in the rear, pretty cool also with the cascading effect. And it's not only cascading, if you come around to the side, you can see it's also layered behind each other. Pretty cool, isn't it? And better to see in the shadow here, even the central Cupra logo is illuminated. Cool, right? Let's check out the interior, the car key. Yeah, like all the group keys, has the Cupra logo in this case here, but the high gloss black, not my favorite. The door handles are flush here, but you can grab inside, and door closing sound. Solid rear. Yeah, it's also solid, just not again here that you have these rubber lips here around the windows, not my favorite. Then inside of the doors, here is also somewhat soft touch and dramatic design here also right around here. Then this typical Cupra copper accentuation and nice holes on the inside as an additional design element also for the ambient lighting. Blue then in the styling here. However, no felt covering for the inside door pockets. And steering wheel here with hashtag capacitive BS buttons, sadly. They don't give you a feedback when the vehicle is off. They do give a feedback when it's on, so it's all by software. But what's good, here the drive mode selection, left side but also right side directly to the Cupra mode. This is a real button on the steering wheel, so that's actually good. The material here, however, is not animal-free yet in the Tavascan. That's better definitely with the ID models by Volkswagen. Now it gets really interesting here in the cockpit. First of all, the seats, Beautiful job. Look at that. There's a blue microfiber and the gold or the copper accentuation. They shine from the background. So this is a cool job here for the sport seat. This is then also animal free. You get the base seat with fabric or then here optional with microfiber. However, they also offer a cup seat with animal skin. This should be actually ruled out or also replaced with a high-grade leatherette or something. But this is here already good comfort. I recommend to go either with these seats or when you want to have them like a little bit cooler, so the fabric will stay a little bit cooler in very hot summer days than the microfiber as well. This is then cozy in winter time, and yeah, a lot of headroom left here with 189 or 6'2", no problem. A panoramic roof is a fixed one actually, and this can only be opened here in this slide arm. So there you can see, and it goes then all the way across. I had it closed now because then we can see better the interior deals and so on. So this goes all the way and slide it forward and again to close it. As for the cockpit, I mean, look at that. It's like a supercar cockpit once again. This is really impressive to see. Look at that. Also then blue and soft touch on the top part and these copper accentuations. And yeah, this looks really like a machine, isn't it? Like a, I don't know, maybe like an airplane more style. And yeah, this is also then here rather soft this covering. Cup holders are adaptive. Then a split opening for the armrest, space underneath. Just the top part here is actually not soft enough, and also when you rest your elbow on it, sometimes, yeah, strange to listen to, like these rattling sounds. And the thing is, for the steering wheel, it's not high enough. You see here, you cannot really rest your elbow on it unless you drive like this or something. And yeah, this is not really cool. And what's cool is that you always have one size here of the infotainment system. Always 15-inch, really large. Largest they also offer in the in the ID models or in the Passat, Tiguan and so on. Sliders are illuminated here in the lower part, also with a nice visualization inside, so you don't have to do the temperature in the screen. You can still do it in the screen, but you can also use the sliders here. At least you want to switch back and forth from let's say like for example from Google Maps and to the climate unit and back again. Click the last thing you clicked again, and then it switches back and forth. So that's a good thing to control it. Apple CarPlay and Auto is available wirelessly, and the thing is that it's a massive software upgrade here. If you compare that to like Leon, for example, or Formentor, it's really old school. This is way quicker than before and has better hardware behind it as well. So it's a big step forward for Cupra here with this one. And the steering wheel has a good size actually. Just these instruments, they're really tiny. They are also, in this case, then not connected anymore to the steering wheel. Yeah, by that I mean the speed is always visible. That's the main thing. And you also have a head-up display. Would really be looking forward. What do you think here about this cockpit? Switch gear, by the way. Forward for drive, reverse, or then here when you're forward, you can go to the B mode. That's then stronger recuperation. I really think design-wise here, this like this roof of Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, isn't it? What do you think? And here underneath, there is an inductive charging pad. It's also cooled. That's very important. But you can also use this cable connection, so both is possible. And calculating a charging stop, here I made from like Barcelona area to Madrid now. And here you can see, actually, it's just one charging stop then for 34 minutes. So this like this dynamic calculating where and what to charge and for how long. Rear seats. So at the inside of the doors, this is sadly all hard pack material. And also here you have this, on the one hand, nice neoprene material like in the middle part here. However, I think it should be more attached to the material underneath. So build quality wise, this should be a little bit better, I feel. The microfiber is really close to the seat. It is also nicely done, so the same nice microfiber then here on the rear part. ISOFIX in the lower part, and you fold these open and they stay in place, and then you can close them later again. And the comfort in itself is also decent here. The seats are quite voluminous. I still have enough legroom left, so 4 tall Ls can easily drive here. Also headroom wise, it's a coupe style form, but it's getting really close, but still works. Then you could fold down this, not adaptive though, but you can use this one also as a ski hatch. And can I also sit in the middle part here? Let's see. Yeah, it's getting close, somewhat possible. Yeah, the seats are very voluminous, so maybe for emergency situations. And the floor mats are just flying around in the rear. Yeah, I like when they're a little bit more attached But yeah, maybe it's me paying too much attention to details, I don't know. But that's also my job, isn't it here? And I know you love these details. Take a look at the trunk or the boot. Opening is actually underneath here, underneath the P letter, then 540 liters. And here's a meter of 40 inches in width. And the length is approximately, yeah, it's like 93 centimeters or 36 inches. At the moment here, full luggage setup inside. Let's take that out and then show you more of the features underneath and how it looks like when it's empty. So like that. And underneath here, there's one layer. You can also set that whole thing lower down, or then another one. And then there's also like a small charging cable space underneath. To fold the seats, however, you always have to go around and then fold the seats from here like this. Drive profile, Cupra. Plop. Woo! That was 30 to 100 kilometers an hour. Really nice, very decent acceleration. 5.5 seconds is the acceleration figure, the official one, to 100 kilometers an hour. Now 60 to 100. Oh. Plop, that's again. Wow, super quick, super quick. So this is the magic of this all-wheel drive version. One electric motor in the front, one in the rear. Yeah, and the rear electric motor is always stronger because it's the base setup. Usually you have a rear-wheel drive, then at 6.8 seconds, which will also still be more than enough for sure. But of course here you just have this extra punch to give you more acceleration, just a little bit more fun if you need it. However, there is a big but with the all-wheel drive system, and well, actually two. First of all, the price, of course, so you'll pay extra for the electric motor, maybe three. Second thing is it will be a little bit less efficient, and the third very major issue is actually that the turning circle difference is 1.3 meters. So like turning circle diameter. So if you want parking in and out easier U-turn, you stay with the rear-wheel drive. If power is all important to you, then you would go here with the all-wheel drive version. And we start doing some motorway action here as well. See also about noise insulation and so on. At the very end, our driving part will tell you more about the efficiency and consumption and everything about that. Here on the motorway, starting at about 90 kilometers an hour. Now we can go to 120 soon. So like 60 miles, something like that so far. It's actually very silent, so I like that. First of all, the serenity from the electric drivetrain, yes, but also rolling noise, although these here are the 21-inch wheels, so the largest wheels that are available. It's very nice, so astonishingly silent and refined here in this interior. I really like that. And yeah, we see that obviously it has taken something from the ID7 maybe already, so very nice. It feels actually very planned here also on the motorway. So far the road is quite good. We'll also later test some more destroyed roads, see how about the comfort of these 21-inch wheels then as for that. At the same time, the car is not too large, so you also don't feel that you would not really fit in the lane or that it's getting too much or something here when it's a little bit crowded on the motorway. Here on the left side of the steering wheel, these are all capacitive buttons, yes, but they give you somewhat of a feedback. And then you can also control the cruise control here, for example, go 1 kilometer step plus and minus, for example. And with the set or resume button, you can also then either normally resume or set the current speed you're driving in. Distance is being kept to the car in front of you. And let's also see that we activate the active lane keeping assist. So now it's also being actively kept in the lane. See how smooth this is being done. So far, no hectic steering movement. Oh, that's a nice blue of this A3 convertible, right? True Thomas blue. But our Atacama desert color here on the exterior today is also pretty nice, right? What you realize here, by the way, while driving is, so here now assistance systems are set, and here the like the elbow rest is like it's really firm, really stiff. And at the same time, it's just too low, So I would supposed to keep your hands on the steering wheel during the assistance systems, but then here they're just flying in the air. It's okay, of course, but there are situations where the other cars offer like a nicer armrest, like this, and then it's just too far away from the steering wheel. just have to know that. But I have to say, this car, and we also do some winding corners soon, it can do both. It's really relaxing on the motorway, also, you know, along Germany. Seats are actually really nice and comfortable, microfiber surface here. The fabric seat will even stay a little bit cooler in summer, by the way, when it's really, really hot. Remember, if you take the panoramic sunroof here, it can also get very hot, but at least you do also have that shade there you can apply. Most important thing, of course, is not to go for the cup bucket seats, because they are animal skin only. They will get even hotter then. By the way, here, automatic lane change. I just tip the turning indicator, and then the car does an automatic lane change in the travel assist. So there you can see how refined these assistance systems are. Acceleration from standstill. Plop. Woo! That was 0 to 90 already. A little bit downhill though, but very impressive from that performance. And now we can do some winding corners, accelerate out of the corners as well. That's really nice. Lovely handling from that steering wheel. Woo! That's a lot of fun. I mean, really precise from that handling in the steering wheel, so no dead zone area and so on. DCC in the Cupra mode set to the stiffest node, so I have best feedback, and when the roads are very well done here, it's also no problem, so it's not uncomfortable, and only when there would be a little bit more it's destroyed. Of course, at some point the electric vehicles are higher in weight, so when the corners are getting tighter inside the corner, then you also do feel the weight. Other than that, the center of gravity is low. That, of course, really helps you in the whole handling performance, and that is really a lot of fun. I like that. Yes, lighter sports cars are more fun, definitely the case, but you can get great performance also out of these electric vehicles, and then you hardly feel anymore it's an SUV or this crossover. It rather feels then a little bit lower, and this gives you really nice feeling. So indeed feels sportier than an iD4 and so on. So a very good job here with doing the chassis work and suspension setup and so on. Really love that. As for all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, actually this one of course gives you great performance also when accelerating out of the corners. At the same time, when you have a rear-wheel drive version, yeah, then the thing is that of course you have this rear-wheel drive characteristics, which can also be even more fun, so to speak. So you always have to consider that. By the way, in the Cupra mode, there is a significant recuperation when I lift my foot off the accelerator pedal. When I'm in the normal mode, here I can also, by the way, individually tune the DCC from minus to plus. I can, for example, have a very comfortable individual mode and then go to the Cupra mode to have the sporty setting. So normal mode, the car is just rolling when I lift my foot off the throttle, unless I go into the B mode. Then I have strong recuperation, one pedal driving feeling. You can set that and drive like that, or when you're going like downhill for a longer period of time, for example. Yet again, the thing is that when you start up the vehicle once again, it's getting resetted. So it's not a permanent solution. It always starts in one mode, and that is a thing just mandatory by law actually. But yeah, dynamic wise, it's really also a lot of fun. Once again, shows it's great in the acceleration, a lot of fun dynamic driving. At the same time, we've seen it's a very nice Autobahn cruiser. So yeah, very good performance in all these different aspects, a lot of fun. At the same time here, the seats also keep us tight in these corners, so we don't fly around too much inside the vehicle at all. Yeah, and the DCC, good suspension, both comfort and sportiness at the same time. Just, I mean, these 21-inch wheels, if you have more destroyed roads and so on, then you should think about getting these wheels twice. They do give you that even sportier, more precise, direct feeling on the road. As said, as long as the road is yeah, nice and well done and so on. So here behind me is, by the way, the Cupra headquarters in Motorway in Spain near Barcelona. And what could we score as for the consumption for today, including topography changes, longer motorway ride, 1 kilometer 60 miles an hour, but also with including our performance driving and acceleration, some 19 kilowatt hours on 1 kilometer, so like 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, means a concise rearward range of around 400 kilometers or 250 miles. Not too much, of course. However, you can also score some better consumption figures, of course, if you only do rather constant speed driving and so on. But I rather tend to give you figures that are more realistic, that also can be achieved, for example, in wintertime, or here, for example, in a hotter day where the AC is also running frequently and have your different speed scenarios and so on. By the way, towing here with the overdrive version, maximum 1.4 tons. And price, also very interesting, it starts at 56,000 euros, taking it as a German reference price, with the base model. And here the all-wheel drive version will easily, with extras, exceed 60,000 euros. That's of course not cheap at all. Remember that the VW iD4 is available at a way cheaper price, for example, and they're basically on the same platform. This one is also built in China. Well, they do that to save costs. At the same time, it is sold more expensive. Well, that's image and of course the design. You get this unique approach on the exterior and on the interior. What do you think about this one? Tell me in the comments, and also compare the competitors.